Okay, so this one here you can try on your own. I guess you may as well pause the video right now. Try using Euclid's algorithm. Okay, take the smaller number, divide it into the larger number. Take the remainder, divide it into the divisor. Take that remainder, divide it into the divisor. Keep going until you get uh, the divisor that gives you a zero remainder, and that'll be your GCF. I'll wait 3 seconds that you try, and then I'll show you the answer. Okay, so there you go. GCF is 43. Euclid's algorithm, isn't that cool? At the very least, you learned a new Scrabble word to add to your repertoire. Nah. Okay, so that's one way of finding GCF for large numbers. Okay, so factoring is simply finding common factors in a polynomial or whatever else we do. And so for this binomial here, if I ask you to factor it, basically what I'm asking you is what's the greatest common factor for all these different terms, and then divide everything by that GCF. In other words, my GCF here is 6xy, and you could have got that through various methods, however you want to do it. And then to factor this in, I'm going to divide both terms by my GCF. And that's going to lead me to a factored form. Okay, so what I'm basically doing is I'm taking 6xy, I'm going to put it outside of my binomial. Okay, I'm factoring it out here. And I'm going to write down what's left inside when I do that division. In other words, 24 divided by 6 is just 4. And then x divided by x that's just 1. That's nothing. I just don't write it down. We don't write down 1. Y squared divided by y is just y. So there's the first term after I divide by my GCF. Let's go to the second term. 18 divided by 6 is 3. X divided by x again is 1. Y divided by y is also 1. That's it. I'm done. And so my factored form is right there. Okay, 6xy times 4y plus 3. And if you do the distributive law and multiply those things there like that, you'd get back to the original question that I had. Okay, so this is where finding the GCF comes into play, is finding the GCF of a bunch of terms and then dividing them out to factor something. And so in this next example, I'd like you to do that on your own. Here's an example I'd like you to try. Okay, so here is the polynomial I'm asking you to factor. In other words, find the GCF of all these three terms and divide them all by that GCF to come up with a factored form of this trinomial. So go ahead and pause the video and do that now. Okay, so the GCF is 9rs squared. So I'm going to go through and divide each of those by 9rs squared, just like I did before. In other words, 27 divided by 9 is 3. And then r squared divided by r is just r. S squared divided by s squared is just 1. So again, my 9rs squared doesn't disappear. It's still there. I've pulled it out front. I factored it. I'm dividing it out of each of these terms. Okay, minus 2r squared s. If you do this at division here, 18 divided by 9 is 2. R cubed divided by r is r squared. And s cubed divided by s squared is just s. And there's the rest of it there. And if you made a mistake, like you didn't pick the GCF, you didn't factor it fully, then there would be common factors available to factor out here. But you'll see there aren't any, so I can't do anything else with it. And that's how you factor something, is by pulling out the GCF. So that's my right answer there. Okay? Let me show you one here that you can try as well. This would be a bit tricky, this one. Okay, for this one here, you'll notice that I have y's in some of the terms and not in any terms. So you're tempted to say, oh, there's no common factors. And that's sort of true, but if you actually break this up into two separate problems, in other words, look at this and then look at these, okay, you can factor out something out of both of those, and in the end you'll get another common factor come out of the woodwork. So factor out those first, pause the video, and I'll show you how you do the rest. Okay, so have a look what I did there. Okay, I just looked at the two numbers on the left, factored out the 2, look at the two terms on the right, factored out the 5y, but then look here. 4x minus 3 is also a common factor. It's 2 times 4x minus 3 plus 5y times 4x minus 3. In other words, 4x minus 3 can be pulled up front as well. Kind of a weird way of doing things, I get it, but we'll be doing some more of that tomorrow in class. Anyways, that's it. We'll just see you tomorrow and do some more there.